Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow of Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
All right, man, I want y'all to go check out my boy Dame J new album, No Regrets. And I'm telling you, this brother got 10 straight bangers on here, not a filler song. Upper echelon engineering, production, and obviously he got the bars. Definitely a banging album right here. You don't want to miss out on this. One of the best underground albums I heard. So go check out his new album as soon as possible. I put the Apple and Tidal links in the description, but it's on all streaming platforms. Go check out my boy Dame J. You won't be disappointed. Peace. All right, man. Yes, it's true that there are some negotiations in talks that Deontay Wilder could step aside. I'm gonna tell you everything that I'm hearing behind the scenes, what's going on. I didn't believe it when I first heard it, but hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Check out our heavyweight boxing playlist for more videos like this, and our boxing news or rumors playlist for videos like this. And it's true. It's kind of some conflicting, things going behind the scenes. It's like that. Like when I told you guys about Jamal Charlo and that fight with Canelo negotiations. I think Golden Boy was saying 10 million, and then ended up coming out. PBC said that they offered Jamal 15 and he wanted 20. So here you got some conflicting reports here. Wilder is asking for 10 million. DAZN was saying he was asking for 15 million. So I believe it's probably the 10 million that he's asking to step aside for. I won't say anything is concrete. It's in negotiations until I hear from the main source at PBC. But they saying, people saying that he want 10. The zone saying that he want 15. And it's kind of some things that he want in there too, that if you hang around, you definitely gonna want to hear. My thoughts on it is this. They said he just had an elbow or bicep surgery. I think that was the situation. They said that he had injured his knee leading up to this fight. That was a big thing going around, the rumor mill. And if he got a knee and a bicep problem, and this fight was supposed to happen in July, for Wilder, the COVID-19 been good to him to a certain extent, because this fight's supposed to happen in July, but he ain't going to be able to resume boxing activities until this month or next month, I think he said on the PBC podcast. So, where you going to get good sparring at for the fight? You know what I'm saying? And right now, until, all these states start to open back up, it really depends. He would just have to work out, hit the bag, see how the arm doing. That would kind of be the regular thing anyway. See how the knee doing, and if any setbacks, and it may be setbacks is why he negotiating this step aside. If there are any setbacks, then, you never know what can happen. But at the same time, it makes sense from a standpoint of, if you're breaking in new coaches, maybe Foreman, the liaison that he said to oversee the camp, you bring him in, you probably gonna need 1 or 2 tune-up fights. And how Wilder used to fight, he probably can get, before he get to this point, before he fight what he want to fight after, for this step aside, what's the main goal, he probably can get 2 or 3 fights in and work on some things, man. So he'll have to be all taller opponents. I would bring a guy like Gerald Washington in the camp. He had to be real tall, rangy opponents. He struggled with those tall opponents. We seen that in that Gerald Washington fight, and learn how to systematically break down a taller guy, which he got all the physical tools to do that. He just need the boxing skills and the jab and stuff of that nature. From a strategic standpoint and an educated, just educated standpoint, it's a smart thing to do to step aside. You know what I'm saying? But I said that, man. All these niggas say I'm hating. I said they want Wilder to step aside. It can happen. You have the powers that be, and people say, "Oh, you making up these stories." I'm not making up no stories, bro. I told y'all what it was. They gonna go out their way for a white boy, and a dude that's really a white boy, AJ, in a lot of people's mind. They gonna go out their way to make that fight happen. They weren't going out their way to make Andrew Ruiz and Wilder happen. I'm telling you that right now. But they was gonna go out their way and financially pay. And Bob came out and said, "Well, it'd be stupid to pay him to step aside." Come on, Bob Arum. You don't know when to believe that motherfucker, but most of the times, until, I get some people around, behind the scenes telling me, I'll be okay, but they all working on that shit, man. It's negotiating, and they want to go right into AJ and Fury. The Saudis probably gonna have that fight in the Middle East. So, but yeah, some of the things that he want, it said 10 to 15. I'm gonna say probably he won't. They said it's more than 10. but I heard the number is 10, but I don't know. I had to figure when I get the main guy to tell me. He relayed a message, I'll let you guys know. So right now they saying 10 around the PBC circles or, rumor mill, I don't know, and 15 around the zone rumor mill. But one of the stipulations that they are going through is he wants an immediate shot at the winner of Wilder and Fury. Fury and AJ. He wants an immediate shot. So it just ain't the financials. He wants an immediate shot at Undisputed. And as he should. You want to step aside to allow this to happen. Nobody told AJ to step aside. Nobody wanted AJ to step aside but the brothers. So him and Andy Ruiz can fight. And they took that fight over Saudi Arabia. He did his thing. He pumped it up. You know what I'm saying? He had a big ring and, he went over there and beat up on Andy Ruiz. Wouldn't surprise me if Andy Ruiz tripped over and took a dive or something of that nature. But, he did that. You know what I'm saying? And he won. So we at the point where, Wilder want to fight. He want an immediate legal binding contract to fight the winner of Fury and AJ for Undisputed. So that's one of the huge sticking points about that situation that, when they done fighting, doing what they gonna do, no rematch. He don't want to get played like Luis Ortiz. And what happened with Luis Ortiz is that Luis Ortiz had a binding contract to fight Vladimir Klitschko, Anthony Joshua winner, and he was supposed to fight Vladimir Klitschko for the Super WBA belt. I don't know if they paid him to step aside. I would imagine he stepped aside, and then AJ didn't want to fight him, and then he failed the drug test. So AJ found the loophole to get out the fight. He was about to drop the WBA belt. People forget that. And, at the end of the day, Luis Ortiz missed the opportunity when he just should have fought Vladimir Klitschko and not stepped aside. So, him and Matisse made some of the stupidest boxing decisions of all time. Matisse passing up on an IBF title shot versus Lamont Peterson fighting at 141 instead of taking the title and then believing Al was going to feed him to Danny Garcia. That would have made Danny Garcia undisputed. Danny Garcia should have just, promised Matisse that he would fight him after he fought Peterson for the IBF. Hey, crazy world, right? Then, Luis Ortiz passing up the Vladimir Klitschko title shot, not to get a title shot at all, or never to win another title fight and never get another shot to WBA. It's crazy, but, Wilder has his stipulations about this thing, and a lot of people didn't think Wilder was going to step aside. One of the people at PBC waiting to relay the strong word on the whole situation said Wilder is very, very prideful. And, I think, he wants to do it, but physically he may be broken down. Mentally, he may be broken down, and he knows that he got to get back to basics to beat Fury. But we'll see. We'll see if they do that. And then it's also a hurdle is, do AJ really want to fight? You do all this shit, and it'd be like a Bermain Stavern 2 Deontay Wilder situation. You do all this shit, you set in play, you pay Bermain Stavern to step aside, and Ortiz fail a drug test, and he can't go through with the fight. AJ, I don't want to fight. I'm going a different direction. Do AJ really want to fight? So if they can get AJ to put, ink on paper, and Puev, Bob Arum can handle Puev. Nobody worry about him. They get Puev out the way, then it's a fight they can do. But I think a lot of the brothers going to lose respect for Deontay Wilder. They probably not going to voice it on wax. They're not going to put it on YouTube. They're not going to put it in the vlogs. But they're going to lose a lot of respect. Because one thing AJ did, he jumped right back in there with Andy Ruiz, but he didn't suffer no physical injuries like Wilder is. And I think Wilder body breaking down similar to Keith Thurman. But, a lot of people going to make fun of Wilder if he do step aside. Some people want him to step aside. People tired of Wilder. At the end of the day, I don't understand how you tired of a motherfucker who just knocked motherfuckers out. You know what I'm saying? But you praise Triple G. Like I tell you, that just lets you know it's all racial right there. They praise Triple G or be quiet on his pussy moves. And Wilder was the only PBC fighter that crossed the Atlantic. Well, I ain't gonna say Atlantic. Who crossed the Great Red Sea, and he fucking fought Tyson Fury against the will of the people that be at PBC. He didn't have to give Fury a fucking shot at all. People forget that Fury would be nothing if it wasn't for Wilder giving him opportunity. But they hate a guy that go outside of the network, go against the grain of Al Heyman and Shelly Finkel, and go make a big fight. But they praise a dude like Triple G who ain't did shit but beat up fucking bums his whole career. And he supposed to be this great fighter, the next white Mike Tyson. I just let you know it's all racial, bro. It's all racial. You know what I'm saying? It's just all racial. So, you know, people gonna kick Wilder while he down. Some of the brothers gonna kick him while he down because he took the step aside money. But I told you niggas that if he do, I told y'all that this was gonna happen. Nobody wanted to believe me once again. Oh, Wilder won't do that. This, that, and the third. He ain't thinking about that. Wilder too prideful. What the fuck I tell you niggas? That's what I'm telling you. You can't, man, a lot of niggas you can't listen to, bro. They emotional. They don't know nothing. They assuming I'm telling you what's going on. Now they cannot give Wilder what he want, and he could walk away and he could take the fight. But his body is physically broken down. Like I told you, when he come out and say he had a knee injury down the line or another injury, remember who told you that shit first too. But hey, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can reach out if you got business questions, inquiry, sponsorship, video questions. Want to make a donation to the channel, Cash App, PayPal in the description. Best way to donate is to share the video. And let me know what you guys think. One time for the one time we gone.